50 years ago, humans launched a tiny spacecraft into the vastness of space. That machine, Voyager 1, was built with outdated technology, cassette tapes, primitive programming, and ancient code. It wasn't meant to last this long. But despite every prediction, it's still active, still sending signals, and still moving deeper into the stars. No one expected what happened next, not NASA, not the scientists, not even the most hopeful believers. Recently, Voyager 1 sent a signal that changed everything. It came from far beyond the edge of our solar system, maybe even farther. And what was inside the signal didn't match any known science. It wasn't just static. It had a shape, a rhythm, something organized. Engineers confirmed it wasn't a glitch. It shouldn't exist. Yet it did. And it meant something had changed. The story begins with a whisper from the void, a sound NASA never thought they'd hear again. Voyager had been silent for months. They believed it had finally gone dark. But then, out of nowhere, a faint signal came through. Using old code and outdated systems, NASA managed to reconnect. That alone was a miracle. But the real shock came after. The data contained more than just temperatures or plasma readings. There was a pulse, almost like a heartbeat. But it didn't come from Voyager. It came from something near it. At first, they thought it was just background interference, maybe cosmic noise. But then, they realized the pattern was far too regular. It wasn't bouncing off any moon or planet. It was steady, persistent. Coming from interstellar space, that region Voyager had entered back in 2012, beyond the sun's protective bubble. There, in that dark unknown, Voyager recorded something impossible. The plasma around it didn't behave randomly. It moved in waves, rising, stopping, rising again. Even more strange, the timing of these waves matched Voyager's own transmissions. That meant something was responding. Not in words, but through plasma waves. Something intelligent or aware was answering back, not just listening, but echoing. And when researchers looked deeper into old logs, they saw signs had been there all along. Minor glitches, shifts in magnetic fields, weak signals fading in and out. For years, they were dismissed as noise. But now, with new eyes, they saw a pattern. Voyager was following a line, like a path drawn across space. A line it wasn't drawing alone. Then came September 5th, Voyager's launch anniversary. That day, a sharp spike in the signal appeared. Hidden in background noise, it was only visible using quantum-enhanced filters. And when scientists analyzed it, they found a perfect, cascading frequency drop. Too orderly to be natural. It looked like a countdown. Physicist Dr. Nina Kraus said, "Nature doesn't keep time like this." Something was measuring Voyager's progress, watching its journey. This wasn't random anymore. Something was aware, and it had marked the day. What happened next shocked even the most skeptical engineers. Inside Voyager's signal, they discovered a hidden frequency. Unlike the main signal, this one remained steady. When isolated and amplified, it formed a three-dimensional spiral. Not a random swirl, but a Fibonacci sequence. A perfect mathematical shape. Not something that forms naturally in space. Yet, it was that. And that shape looked eerily similar to the design etched onto Voyager's golden record, the spiral map of Earth's location in the galaxy. Was it coincidence? Scientists didn't think so. Many now believe it was a reply. A message sent back. Something out there had received our record and answered. Researchers across the world began simulating the spiral. When they reversed it, something even stranger happened. The signal turned into an inverted frequency, and that matched a forgotten signal Voyager sent 38 years ago. It was a calibration test long buried in records. No one thought it mattered. But now it had returned, like a cosmic echo. Dr. Leon Harrove, an astrophysicist, said this changes everything. Either space remembers, or something else does. Either way, this wasn't an accident. The signal wasn't just repeated. It was preserved. Delivered back. With intent. Then, on June 5, 2025, Voyager went silent. No static. No signal. Nothing. NASA claimed it was a temporary issue. But deep space scientists were uneasy. The silence lasted exactly 12 minutes and 1 second. Not a moment more. Not a moment less. Equipment doesn't fail with that kind of precision. Something had intervened. During that exact time, ultra-low frequency bursts were detected, not from Voyager's path, but from a location 2.7 degrees off course. A direction slightly inward, toward the solar system. When the bursts were converted to sound, what they revealed was chilling, a heartbeat, but not Voyager's. This one matched our own. This discovery changed everything. A CERN scientist compressed Voyager's signal and ran it through a quantum encryption filter. Hidden deep inside were complex glyph-like forms. They weren't letters. Not known symbols. But they followed rules, symmetry, repetition, and logical variation.